Are you ready for some football? NFL camps are open. Scott Gray here now to break it down. A six-time Connecticut Sportscaster of the Year, our regular and good friend Scott Gray. So how you hitting them on the links, first and foremost? You keeping it straight?
Not often enough.
Yeah, I haven't been out there myself.
Actually, I haven't been playing too bad this summer, but I'm not getting out enough.
You got to keep your shoulder in, left shoulder in.
You got to keep the elbow in.
All right, we'll get to our golf segment later.
Right.
So NFL football coming in, right? Start with the Pats. Tom Brady. Question, do you sign the guy? Do you re-up Tom Brady? Dumbest question of the year, right?
I think maybe not the dumbest question of the year, but I think you do re-up him. I like the Patriots.
Why?
I think the big key to the Patriots is, as it's always been, they have a good offensive line. They've got a line to protect Brady. They still have a very impressive receiving core, and I think that's really what makes the Patriots tick. So I think you're running into a three-way race here in the AFC East, and I think the Patriots are probably the team that you got to catch.
Wes Welker's injury, the wide receiver, the gritty wide receiver, his injury a little problematic for them. Key guy to lose.
Well, he was a key guy to lose, but I think that you come back with a guy like Randy Moss, who's still very much going to be a major factor.
Still a playmaker, right?
Still a playmaker, still the sort of guy that gives defensive coordinators fits, and and I think the big key with the Patriots is as long as they've got the offensive line that can protect Brady, they can make things happen.
How about from a UConn standpoint, Darius Butler? Here's a kid who everyone is saying, you read all the reports, they're saying this kid's ready to emerge this year. The cornerback, outstanding player. Your thoughts on the emergence potentially of Darius Butler?
Well, I don't think it's potential. I think he's already started to emerge. I think he's already impressed scouts and coaches all over the NFL.
It sounds like it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Darius Butler, an impact player. There's no question in my mind, and there really wasn't that much question in my mind coming out of UConn that he was going to be an impact player. And he was a part of that very impressive UConn class that pretty much dominated the first 2 days of the NFL draft a couple of years ago. And I think that never really was any doubt in my mind that Darius Butler was going to be an impact player in the NFL.
If you're Randy Edsall, UConn coach, you're sitting back saying, that's what I'm talking about. I want those recruits out there, the high school kids, to see that we can turn out kids and get them into pros. That's an enormous recruiting tool. More than anything else recruiting, if you got guys in the pros, that opens doors.
Well, it also has a lot of the pros looking at UConn a lot more because they don't always come in with the highest rated recruiting classes in the country, but a lot of their recruits leave as high NFL prospects, and it's what happens in those 4 years. It's very difficult to take 4,000 18-year-old kids a year and rank the top 100 out of a group like that because it's going to look a lot different 4 years later when they matured a lot. And UConn has become an excellent program to demonstrate just that fact.
Running back with the Steelers now. Not the Steelers. I'm thinking who the good running back was last year who came out 2 years ago for the
Donald Brown.
Donald Brown.
With the Indianapolis Colts. And I'll tell you, one guy that really loves Donald Brown for the versatility that he brings to his passing game is Peyton Manning. Donald Brown does a lot of things in the backfield, and he has added a dimension to that passing game because, as Randy Edsall always said coming out, use him in that capacity.
But a solid kid, too. Donald Brown, Darius Butler. They're sending out character kids at a time when the NCAA and college programs get hit for having poor character kids. You get some character kids making a name for themselves.
And that's another thing that makes pro scouts look at UConn a lot more now because you don't have problems with kids coming out of Connecticut.
And they're graduating. Jets, Jets, Jets.
Oh, I know you
know where I live. You know I love this.
I know you love your Jets, and you know what, Stanley?
On the cusp.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so sure they're on the cusp. Okay, I'm one of those guys who has to
pour water on it, right?
No, I'm not going to pour water on it, but you got to prove it to me. Okay, you got to remember they were kind of lucky to get into the playoffs last year.
Okay,
the Colts kind of handed them a waltz into the playoffs, and one of the guys that they picked up in the off season really kind of made it a little bit easier with a lot of phantom tackling efforts in the game against San Diego.
You're talking about
Antonio Cromartie.
Okay,
yeah,
all
okay.
Right.
How
about the quarterback Sanchez? How about Sanchez coming back, rookie quarterback, great year last year, second year as an NFL quarterback.
Got a target on his back now, just like the whole Jets team does, and they put it there. They put it there themselves. They seem to relish in this. But here's a team. You let a couple of guys like Thomas Jones,
running back,
and Leon Washington get away. You bring in guys. I don't buy that LaDainian Tomlinson is better than 60% of what he was at his prime.
I mean, you think he's better? You think he's?
No, I don't buy that he would be better than 60%. There are guys out there saying, "Oh yeah, he's still got a lot left in the tank." I think Tomlinson is close to running on fumes. I really think they got a lot of guys like that. Cromartie that I mentioned. Santonio Holmes is probably the best off-season acquisition
they got. From the Steelers, right? Wide receiver with an off-court problem.
But he's got to miss the first 4 games. And the concern here is, what situation are the Jets going to be in the first 4 games? They've created a lot of problems for themselves. Over expectations. They put a target on their backs. They've probably created a little bit of an ego problem with Darrelle Revis. With all
lockdown cornerback, right?
Right, the lockdown cornerback.
1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just saying, what happens if they get off to a slow start? And they've got a pretty tough schedule to get out of those first 4 games.
You're a glass half-empty guy, Sally. I'm a glass full. What happens if they get off to a good start?
If they get off to a good start, great, because they're going to get better when Santonio Holmes is able to become part of the package.
You're just trying to water down my team.
But they brought in a lot of guys that are really running on fumes now.
30 seconds. The team trying to fill a tank back up. New York Giants, football Giants. Brand new stadium, by the way, for the Jets and Giants.
Brand new stadium for the Jets and Giants. Expectations will be high.
Eli Manning healthy.
Right. The Giants are a team that seems to perform better under the radar and when Tom Coughlin's job is on the line. Well, both of those things have happened now. The Jets have done everything they can to shove the Giants under the radar. I think, and Coughlin served notice, particularly with the O.C. Umenyiora move and the Jason Pierre-Paul drafting to put pressure on Umenyiora for playing time. He improved the pass rush, which is going to improve the Giants' secondary.
Get to the quarterback, right?
The quarterback, yeah, they're going to get to the quarterback, which is going to improve their secondary, take a lot of pressure off the secondary. I think the offense is going to be fine. Steve Smith is a great receiver. Hakeem Nicks, I think, is going to complement him and make Smith better. Eli Manning was a much better quarterback. Had one of his best years last year, statistically, even though it didn't show in results on the field.
But a make-or-break year for Coughlin and the Giants,
It's a make-or-break year for Coughlin, and with the way he handled the O.C. Umenyiora demand for more playing time, saying, O.C., sit back and do what we tell you, he demonstrated he's regaining control of this team.
By the way, here's a guy we're drafting who may take your job, right?
And here's a guy that we're drafting that's going to at least take playing time from you, so you're going to have to be our guy now.
10 seconds. Now it's 5 seconds. One of the 3 teams, which one emerges when it's all said and done? Which of those 3 teams is the team?
Is the team?
As far as coming out, who will be the top team of those 3?
Of those 3?
Yeah.
I think the Patriots will again be the top 3 of those teams, but I think the Patriots are starting to reach the far side of the hill.
All right, like the Celtics. We'll get to that later. All right. When we come back, it's Walk Talk. Our entertainment attorney, James Walker, gives his insight on some legal issues in Hollywood. Don't go away.